Matter of fact, put it right here so I can put it in the mistake pile. The mistake pile is actually going to be cards going around. Effigy. This is not a person. It's not made of gold. Well, it could be made of gold if you wanted, but I always thought it was the sunlight shining in. But the point is that that is a statue, not a person. These three swords are trophies where he won that battle, he won that battle, he won that battle. Search effigy on Google and then click images, and you'll have to go through a whole bunch of modern effigies. It's got a different meaning where they burn things that are, people, but or images of people. But this is back in the olden days, specifically Europe, where knights and other heroes would have stone monuments made out of them so that, and they would reside in a chapel so that you could pay respects to them because they saved your family's bacon. So, effigy, retirement, rewards for what, here, you get credit for the job done. Sorry, there you go. You get credit for the job done. Guess what? In this case, somebody steals your credit. Well, that's no fun. So, upside down, you got screwed. No credit for you. Bully, nothing really to report there. Red, we want to pay attention to him. Running away, uh, tiny mistake. They fixed it a little bit in this card, but these should have color. They are trees. They color everything else. See, they color tiny little things. There's no reason why this all had to be one solid color blue, especially in the original deck. Um, People like to say going away from troubled waters to smooth waters, distant shores, the grass is greener. I'm good with that. Also makes a good taxi, because remember, see, he's ferrying somebody, a chauffeur. Look, he's dancing. That was for Sharon. She'll probably never see this. But, yeah, generally speaking, he's stealing something. Kidnap victim. Here's an interesting thing. If you look closely in this version or the other version, you can see how somebody's getting stabbed here. It's a fencing duel, and someone just got stabbed. So it kind of explains the whole fact of them being unhappy. Here, this is interesting. This guy makes the sign of the benediction. If you see that card right there, see what he's doing with his fingers. Well, guess what? So is Mr. Pope. Benediction. Now, in my book, The Easiest Way to Learn Tarot, I said, he left a clue that will tell the detectives who did it. There it is right there. He didn't have to leave a benediction sign. He said the Pope did it. Big giant coin. Why are aces big? Well, because back in the day when the Tarot of Marseille, they had a white space. A lot of white space to fill. So the ace of coins was a big coin, the two of coins was two big coins, and then the larger the number, the more coins they had to fit, the smaller the coins got. So eventually people started going, well, if it's bigger, then it obviously is more important. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. It's not so much of a mistake, but I want you to see it. This is good. I like this image because it's cleaned up nicely. You can actually see that it's a picture of the guy holding up a blueprint. Maybe not so much from a blueprint, but an artist's rendition. Well, this is what it's supposed to look like. Hey, why'd you put those damn stars there? This is the only metropolis. Matter of fact, we'll get back to that in a moment. If you've heard my class, we'll hear that. Check out the wall on this. This is what's interesting. Yeah, we all know he's a leprosy. He's got a bell. Contagious. Look at his foot. Look at the other foot. Ouch. That's about to fall off. She's destitute. But look how thick that wall is. The window casement, that shows that wall is at least 1.5 feet thick. I'm not even doing this on camera. Sorry about that. There you go. So, everything's all nice and warm and happy inside. Lottery ticket right there. Only person in the entire tarot with pockets. Nobody has pockets. Why does he have a pocket? He didn't get a pocket. And again with the red. Pam says, red, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. It's red. So, lottery ticket. Our friend is not giving money to him. He's saying, you're not going to get anything. You're just going to spend money on lottery. And they had lottery tickets back then. 1909, 1910. But you get crumbs, you peasant. Here's a guy who's pretty unhappy at work. Here's a guy who's pretty happy at work. Here's a girl who's happy that she doesn't have to work. Here's her dad who's unhappy, but he's got a lot of money. Now, a couple of things I wanted to point out. So, big shoe, little shoe, big shoe, little shoe. Okay, ooh, there's supposed to be a lot of hidden symbolism in the tarot. Well, let me show you what your hidden symbolism in the tarot is. That is a flat out what you call mistake. Here's my favorite one in the world. As we see, all the sword cards look exactly alike. I should make you go look at them yourself, but here, see? Every one of them exactly the same. Exactly the same, see? There's no difference. Oh, well, here's more. And every one of them has a little pointy thing. Well, that's called a tip. Everyone has a pointy tip. So, why, oh why, oh why, does the Three of Swords have rounded tips? This is after, let's see, copyright 1990 US Games. They had almost 100 years to fix this, 80 years technically. Nobody's ever noticed that but me. What's going on with that? They don't even line up properly. Now maybe here they might have fixed, oh, nope, they didn't. They didn't. See? Somebody came after the fact and they didn't even line it up. Now, this is not as bad as you'd find in the Rider-Waite, but see how squirrely that is? It's round, it's mushy. This was not done by Pamela Coleman Smith. Oh my God, look at that. Boy, that's bent. Never use a bent sword, might break. Oh crap, see? Here, we'll do it this way. See? It's bent, and there's no bevel lines. It doesn't have that nice pointy edge at the end. Let me compare this so that you can see exactly what it looks like. Pointy edge, no pointy edge. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up, folks. Now, Pam was a scenic painter at a theater in New York. New York City skyline, 1909, 1910. World's first skyline like that. You know, Metropolis. This is the only card that you see where it's in the big city. Here, by the way, if you want location, you could go circus or camping. You know, it could be camping. It could be out in the desert. Now, I want to show you some things that you'll find. I think I'm making the conjecture that conjecture. I hope it's not conjecture. I'm making the point that this card right here was one of the first that Pam drew. See how we have that line? It's a set painting. That's the stage. Wavy water. Why is it so crappy? Because she used to be a set painter. That's how you draw wavy, stormy water. So I'm saying this is the very first painting she ever drew. Look, he's also on stage. Let's put a few little piles here. We'll do the ones in gray first. I'm saying this is the first one she's done. And then I'm saying this will be the second phase when she started coloring in, but we still have that line here because this represents a set painting. Anything above the line is a set painting, a backdrop. It's not live action. This will be the fourth incarnation where it's a whole scene. Whole scene. So I'm saying phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Whole scene. See, it's not a set. Everything's there. Although, we could argue that the line up here means it's hanging down. But I'm thinking that's more like part of the building. Here, a full scene. Right there. Here we have a colored set painting. It's very hard to see, but right there she makes it abundantly clear. Here's a set painting. What she did was she was so used to painting figures on a stage with a set painting behind it that it was locked in her brain. As you can see here, by now she's over it. She could have done the same thing here, but this scene just continues all the way to the background. Here, I'm going to put this over here, set painting, but also gray. So it's set, the line, and then the painting in the back. Here's a whole scene. I'm going to call this a whole scene, although I would say this is almost a hybrid because it ends right there. This is a wonderful picture where no matter what phase she did it in, she hid it so well that it really does give the effect of going all the way back. Here's another one. There's no set painting. It just goes all the way up. This one could be an intermediary, but we don't know. That one there, this one here. These are all very detailed scenes. Yet here we have the solid line and then the ocean. Now normally we might say, oh, well, it's just on a pier. But when we see it over and over and over, kind of, I'm going to leave this off to the side because I want to show you something else. Okay, I'll put it up here, but it's still part of the same deal. This I'm going to say is an entire scene. There we go. Let's flip that over. I can test that these were done at the same time. Now I know we're doing the universal weight, which is cleaned up a bit, but you'll be able to see this on the regular Rider Waite. Notice the oceans, especially on Pam's artwork, where before it was screwed up. Before they redid it. Right here, her stylistic lines on the oceans are exactly the same. Here, notice though, she got a little bit more intricate. I think she did this one before she did that one, but I'll bet she did them right at the same time. Okay, going back, Ace of Swords, full scene. Here's what I've been looking for. Here's the magical phase 3. We don't have a double line. We have a single line. Now it's still painted. We're gray. Everything's gray here. Gray, gray, gray. Then we have colored. Now we have colored, but it's a single line, so it's still a set painting, but it's like they're looking at a sheet that has been painted. They're going, yay, a sheet. Too bad you won't learn this anywhere else, folks. That sucks. Here's one where it looks like she started to do a set painting, but didn't put in a line. She hid that really well there. So I'm going to call it a full scene. Full scene. Definitely a full scene. See, all the way up. Here's another one of those hybrids. Now you'll see this a lot better if I'd showed you the standard Rider Waite. In her Rider Waite, there's a line, and it's a single line that goes across. Full scene, full scene. Here we go again. See that nice line and set painting. It's just painfully obvious when you see it. What does it mean? It means she was a set painter. She painted backdrops. Okay. It means that a lot of your alleged, when I say you know, people who say, oh, the terrorism, stereotypes, no, you know what? It was made by humans. Humans make mistakes. It's okay. It's cool. You know, the tarot's still cool. Doesn't mean it's any less cool. We just don't have to invent stuff to make it more cool. Here you go. The line. See? Matter of fact, that line hides them as if they're like. Can you see that? Yeah, like they're below this line because we can't see her feet, and these people just disappear. It should go straight into the background. So again, this is set painting where it's dropped down. This here, full scene all the way across. Full scene all the way across, although that was cheating because, you know, but then again, Saint Cecilia, if you've seen that picture. Full scene. Phase 1 set painting, phase 2 set painting, phase 1 set painting, and full scene. So there's a little bit of interesting trivia. I'm just going to keep this video going. It's going to end up being quite long, but this is